Kardashian, transformation, a leaked sex tape, a disastrous marriage, and controversial new love. Kim Kardashian and the rest of the clan have delivered enough real-life drama to land an interview with talk queen Oprah Winfrey. Well, tonight, the stunning revelations from the reality TV starlet about her dramatic rise to the top and why Kim actually considered walking away from it all. It is just great to have with us tonight actor John O'Hurley, who is now the spokesperson for Usage Survey, a cholesterol survey conducted in the U.S. And with us from Atlanta tonight, Jen Hobby, co-host of The Burt Show. So, guys, as we have seen, as the world has seen, some of the best and worst moments in Kim Kardashian's life have played out before our very eyes. And on Oprah's next chapter, Oprah asked Kim if she has any regrets. Watch this.
I mean, I've obviously made plenty of mistakes in my lifetime, but I'm not the type to sit and beat myself up over it. If a real lesson was learned, I'm so okay with having experienced that.
That is so perfect. I could weep.
Kim really making quite an impression with Oprah. She actually nearly brought her to tears there, John. Are you buying all the transformation talk, or is it just all for the fun of reality TV?
You know, this represents some of the worst use of television that I have ever seen. I'm not a fan of this genre. I'm just going to lay it out there. The fact that we are rewarding people for ambition rather than talent, I think, is just an extraordinary injustice, because reality television is basically people who are trying to become the story rather than learning the infinitely more difficult task of trying to tell a story. And the more that we continue, and we're doing it right now, perpetuating the Kardashian-style myth. It started with the Gabor sisters a long, long time ago, people famous for the idea of being famous. It's a bad use of television, and I think it just perpetuates the myth. The emperor's not wearing any clothes, but in saying that, I realize I'm just perpetuating more bad behavior on her part.
We're breaking it down, though, John. We're putting it all out there, and we're going to pull it apart. And, you know, we've seen certainly it all play out in so many different ways. And this is the reality of reality TV. It is fame for the sake of fame.
I disagree with you. It is not fame for... You look at any of these talent-driven shows like American Idol, America's Got Talent, they are rewarding talent in place of ambition. The shows that are like The Big Brothers, the Survivors, these are people that are just trying to be famous for the idea of being famous and not for telling a story or revealing a talent. Two different ends of television.
Absolutely. You're not getting an argument from me there at all. But what I'm saying is, as long as it does exist, we're seeing the way it does play out, including that 72-day marriage that Kim had to Kris Humphries, divorce deposition set for next week with Kim and her ex, Kris. And while Kim has apologized publicly to her fans, Oprah did ask, what about Kris? I want to watch that together.
When you say I apologize to anyone whom I might have hurt, are you talking about Kris?
Yeah, I mean, I love him. You know, I think obviously it really hurt him, and it hurt me too.
I'm not sure if Kris is ready to accept Kim's transformation, but Jen, let me ask you, she certainly did owe Kris an apology, especially with an audience like Oprah's watching, didn't she?
Well, I guess so, you know, and Oprah was asking pretty poignant questions about what they went through and what they were feeling at the time. And I think, you know, it was a pretty genuine apology there. Now, I will agree with John and ask him to think about, you know, what does this say about us as human beings and as a culture that we really are into these stories. It's like a real-life soap opera that we're getting into, especially with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, with the difference of the fact that we are no longer employing writers. Remember, Shakespeare once said the play is the thing. It's never about the people or the actor or the producer or anybody. The words, the play are the thing. And we've gotten so far away from this, and I'm sad that we are teaching a generation of young people that stories are not important. And I think that's the grave mistake here.
Well, what we have seen play out is Kim moving on with her life. Kim is a part of pop culture, whether some people like it or not.